Okay, so let's talk about this. David Zaslav reveals that James Gunn is writing and preparing to direct the next chapter in the Super family. Now, obviously, we know that Superman is going to be involved in this next movie. That this is not going to be a Superman 2, but Superman will have a prominent role in this. And I've been giving a lot of thought, what could that be? Because when I think of the Super family, there has to be other characters that are going to come in. And when that thought comes to mind, it makes me think of people like Power Girl. It makes me think of people like Superboy. It makes me think of people like maybe, Jonathan Kent, his son, and other possible super characters that could pop up. But this is where I'm leaning to right now. What if James Gunn takes this Superman story in movie form to a place that has never been before? Because I was always thinking, like, if we just did a Superman 2, right, with another freaking, Metropolis, Smallville, Kent Farm, main villain plot, it would feel like Superman 1, the Superman that we just saw, all over again. So here's my theory, or the idea of what I think could possibly happen. And if you want to take my idea and run with it, go ahead. I'm not going to say that you're stealing it from me. But the idea I have is, what if James Gunn puts Superman in a future, or let me say the future, into a future where they possibly might need Superman to show up and be the hero, to be the guy for a certain time? And what if in the end of the movie, Superman goes back to the reality and the time that he's in? I've been thinking about shows like Legion of Superheroes and these type of plots to where, a hero is placed in the future. And even in certain shows, right, you'll see where a superhero is placed in the future for an episode and then they're right back to their reality. And I think what would be different and something that I haven't really heard much about is, what if Superman was put into a future where he was the hero and then he comes back, or he's taken just out of Earth, and off of the world that he's in, and he's in a whole different situation for a movie. I think that will be so different, and I think it will be very interesting to fans. And what if there's a Superboy that possibly comes from the future to get Clark Kent or something like that? I don't know, but I think that this second movie, when we're talking about the Super family, yes, it's going to involve Superman. And I think Superman can even be a main character, but I think it's going to involve a bunch of other characters. And I think a Legion of Superheroes type of ordeal, or something where his Superboy from the future comes and gets him, where he has a whole different, reality and time and origin to what happened to him. I think that'll be very interesting for the Superman universe and lore. When I say Superman universe, I just mean like the whole Superman type of ordeal that's in the DCU. So those are my thoughts about what this could possibly be. But, obviously we'll never know until James Gunn, gives an announcement on what the actual plot is.